What's up, beloveds? Yes, I'm up. I'm up early. I'm up early. I just want to drop some jewels. I doubt if anybody's up at the crack of dawn like me, or if they are, they're doing something else. But I did want to get up here and have a little discussion with y'all about the gatekeepers and the music industry. Now, a lot of us tend to speak when we speak on these people that control the industry. We like to speak on them as the Illuminati. But it's really the boule. And what is the boule? People say. I'm surprised people are not really aware about the boule. As of yet, I found out about the boule in 2009, 2010. That was what, 12 years ago? There's a brother out of Chicago that used to work with the government. He was working as the governor's assistant in his office. And he found some things that weren't quite up to par. And he went to a couple of people, black politicians, and told them, what was going on and said, we have to do something about this. And nobody would do anything. So he started doing some research, and that's when he found out about the Black Boule. Now, the Black Boule represent the 10% that the elite allow into their circles to help them keep the rest of the 90% down. Okay. Um, then you got the 85% of the people that will follow anything. It doesn't matter what is proven about this system we live under. They'll just follow it. You got the 10% that will go along with the elite and try to keep the other people down. And then you got the 5% that is trying to educate the rest of them, but get crucified for that. Um, I'm not the type of person, I'm too mature and I'm too knowledgeable to do certain things on these platforms that I know would probably get me numbers. I just can't do it. I would rather have no numbers or a few numbers, um, and have people that can understand what I'm really trying to relate to y'all. This group of people, these people that they recruit into their systems come from colleges, through the sororities and fraternities. That's why they have to do so much. They have to be willing to submit from the beginning. Okay. And that's how they get their careers on par, and they come out of college and they blow up and this and this and that. 90% of the time, they're in a sorority or fraternity. There's certain things that they will not share with you. But I have filled out job applications and applied for positions where they asked me if I was in a sorority or fraternity, or sorority. Or they'll ask you, are you a protected veteran? Because when you go into the armed services, you also have to take an oath. When you become a police officer, you have to take an oath. So these type of things are used to recruit people into turning against the 5%, because they're not worried about the 85%. Hey, all dubs, they're not worried about the 85% because the 85% just follows along with anything that they're told. How you been, Dubs? Um, Now I would be in the 5% because I'm part of the I'm part of the diaspora that I do my research. If something is bothering me, I have to break it down. I have to find out what's going on. So, in the process of me breaking down what happened to our music, what happened to our community, and why the youth are murdered, so hell bent on murder, went all the way back to the 80s with the crack era. And the crack era was the era that destroyed our moral fiber. I'm good, King. The moral fiber being destroyed left the door open for anything goes, for morals to be thrown out of the window. No respect. I just saw a story yesterday well, this morning rather, about this man. He must have been these kids' uncle or older cousin or something, and they were looking at porn or something like that on their laptop. And he took the laptop from them, and they went back to his house later, knocked on the door, and when he came outside, they shot him in the back. Then after they shot him on the back, they shot him in the head, killed him for taking their laptop and not letting them do what they wanted to do. This during my era of being a child was unheard of. But since the moral fiber has been destroyed in our communities, it doesn't matter where you come from. We all was following the same moral code. We all had the same rules no matter where we came from. Bring your ass in the house before the street lights come up. Um, don't go nowhere with strangers. Don't disrespect nobody's mother. If somebody's mother's coming along and you doing some bullshit, you stop and let this lady go past. The neighbors go past. Miss Jones, Miss Brown, Hey, Miss Brown, you need help with your bags? All of that shit is out the window now. Miss Brown is coming, clap her ass too. So this is where we are now today because of that moral fiber being destroyed. What people don't understand is when these people want to do something to us, they not only use our own people, but they plan years and years ahead. So the plan was to know us, to rock us to sleep with all the money and all the stuff that we had. In the meantime, in the background, crack was being used. Indeed, Dubs, crack was being used to destroy whatever moral fiber that we had because that moral fiber kept us strong and protected us for a long time. Okay, even the gangsters followed that moral code. There was just certain things they would not do. There was just certain things they would not allow, and in a way they kind of policed the neighborhood. Okay. um it used to be when I saw the gangsters outside, I was more comfortable with the gangsters being outside than the police. Okay. um Once that moral fiber was broken and grandmothers were being violated, parents being violated and being stolen from, you had people stealing their no moral stuffs. You had people stealing their grandmother's social security check and her food stamps and leaving her kid there for weeks at a time. And the grandmother gave up. You know what I'm saying? The mothers gave up. The fathers was out there smoking too. There was nobody to put the rules down. There was no more rules because it was broken by these addicts' need to feed their habit. So those lines were crossed and they were never repaired. After that, it all went downhill. So that left the door open for what we see now. Then they came with the law that you're not allowed to discipline your children by spanking them and hitting them. So that helped to form a wedge between whatever was left of the relationship between the elders and the youth. Okay, because now the youth feel like I don't have to be chastised. I don't have to be. I don't have to respect you because if you put your hands on me, I could call the police on you. What you're doing is wrong. You don't tell me what to do. And the police will back me up with that. I have a friend that her daughter wanted to go into social services in a foster home so she could get a check. Okay? They set the whole play up. They set the whole play up. Not only did they use that, but they had the movies now. They had the movies that by this time the money on the street started to linger. They started to come through and whatever little things we had where we was making side money and didn't have to deal with the white man, they started shutting those things down. They came out with the lottery. We used to have the numbers. Okay, if you watch Hoodlum, that's how Queen was making her money with the number racket. They took that. Now they took the weed now. Now they have dispensaries and all different kind of strands they made in the lab. So you can't have that no more, really. Not as much as it used to be. You could make real money from weed back in the days. You can't do that no more. All the little side things, all the street hustles that were much less harmless to the community are gone. They're gone. So now you have these kids now with this idea of making big money that they see on TV now, because now you got these shows that's talking about the times when there was money on the streets. You have these movies highlighting when there was movies on the money on the streets, and you got these kids looking at them as their idols. Grand Rising, Dro, but the money's not there no more. Those hustles where when I was growing up, you had gangsters that had long ass money. I mean, real money on every block. Every block, you had somebody that had a bag and that you could go to. Or if they were selling drugs or doing whatever, making a lot of money, they would pay everybody's rent. You know what I'm saying? If they was hustling out a building, they would pay everybody rent so they wouldn't tell on them, or and they would make sure that the addicts treated the tenants right. All of those things now are gone. So now you're drawing these souls that don't want to work for nobody, that don't want to be under anybody's control into the industry because they feel if they become a rapper, that's how they could get all the material things they want to get and be exalted. And that's the food, that's the game right there. That's the trick. Because they're drawing them in and they're taking them out. If you don't go along with the program, if you don't agree to the agenda, if you don't follow their religion, which is Satanism, your ass can't be around. You can't be a jeweler because you're authentic. Your jewelry is authentic. So we can't allow you in here. The hustle that we've been doing on these young people that come in here and make all this money where we set them up in certain jewelry stores to get their jewelry. Icebox, all these places, all these people that are not a part of us, that don't look like us, that don't really have no allegiance to us. So they'll sell us floor jewelry or mezzanite instead of diamonds. That don't bother them because these are just some young black fools with money. Okay. But you got Duke the jeweler who comes from the community, who is one of us, and he's bringing flawless jewelry. He has a white diamond technician that's getting him the best jewelry on the market, that's getting him flawless diamonds. So everybody's looking at his jewelry because not only is it authentic, but his designs are unique. So he's blowing up now. He's making pieces for people. He's cutting in on the ones that's in the program, that's in the brotherhood, that's allowed to go in there. And that's how they make their money. So he's cutting in on that. So what do? They use one of these minions, Boosie. I'm not saying Boosie's innocent. Hell yeah, they got Lil Baby, they got Nas back in the days. They got a few people, but here comes Boosie now because Boosie's name is not ringing for music anymore. He don't make good music no more. Nobody don't want to hear him. He just said Jay-Z's irrelevant, but he can't fucking say that because he's not relevant either. Ain't nobody bumping Jay-Z, but ain't nobody bumping Boosie either. Okay? So he comes out and he says, not only that what he said about Jay, but because I don't respect Jay either. He's the one that helped destroy hip hop by letting them destroy the New York factor of hip hop, which was the consciousness part. You had to be conscious to be a New York rapper. Even if you was talking about drugs in the streets, you had to have some type of message in your music when we had control of hip hop. So Jay-Z and Puff Daddy and these motherfuckers helped destroy that part of it. Yeah, I got a video of Jazzo talking about how Jay-Z went into the secret societies and he was sworn in by homosexuality. I got that video. They took it down so many times, but I got it. And Prodigy was born into these brotherhoods and stuff like that. His family was in it. His great grandfather was the one that started Morehouse College, which I just told y'all earlier that that's where they recruit these people for secret societies through the sororities and fraternities. So he was already born in it. That's why when he came out on that song with LL Cool J, he said, Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body, secret society, trying to keep their eye on me because he knew, but he went against the grain. But Prodigy spent 20 something years telling us what was going on in that industry. And he was the first one that outed Jay Z for being demonic and signing his soul over to get this money. So I'm gonna go back now to Boosie now with Duke the Jeweler. People are saying because Mob Ties was may have been involved allegedly that Boosie may be innocent. No, they couldn't have got Duke the Jeweler to come to that gambling party without Boosie. Boosie invited him to that party. So now that their money is not available in the industry like it used to be, because what they do is if you're going along with the program, they'll give you access to whatever you want. But if you're not doing what they want you to do, if you're not participating in the rituals, if you're not pushing a certain agenda, they will cut your access to money. So here's Boosie now. Here's Jay Prince Jr., who really doesn't have a way to make any money. He's not an artist. But what he is helping do is to be the gatekeepers. We blaming the Illuminati and all of this shit, but it's really the Boule because they're the ones that's helping to set up these young rappers and telling on who's down with the program and who ain't. They're the ones that's doing this shit. They're the ones that's terrorizing the community. They're the ones that's taking out artists that don't want to go along with the program and that's more talented than them. These guys ain't up there because they're talented. They're up there because they're willing to push certain agendas and represent shit that destroy our communities and the mindsets of our youth. And we like to talk about things. We like to get out here and we like to talk about what's wrong and what's not wrong, but we don't like to get to the core of it. When it's time to get to the core of it, you have people who want to they use that 85% and that 15 that 10% to shut down the 5% that can see and teach the rest of us. Because it's boring. We don't want to hear that. That's not true. I don't believe that. Those people are working with these people that want to control us, whether they want to or not, because they're the reinforcement for them. You can't even really be free to talk like this with your own people because they're the ones that really hate you and try to destroy you. They don't want to hear the truth because they think that everything is peaches and cream and anything that the media says or anything that the status quo says is true. Everything else is false. So the moral fiber being broken during the crack era is why we are seeing what we see today. Them taking the money off the streets is why the industry is how it is today. It used to be the rappers. If they was rappers and they was around the street dudes would tell us, don't fucking come over here with us. You take your ass over there and be a rapper. Whatever you need, we'll support you. We'll fund it for you. You a sports star? You could play ball? We'll buy what you need. What you need? Your team need uniforms. This is where we used to get money for extracurricular activities from the street dudes. But these musicians, in their contracts, they're not allowed to do that anymore. They're not allowed to give any money out to their communities. They making all this money, and they'll get on there and say, "Oh, Dirk went over to Chicago with $1 million." What the fuck did he do with the $1 million? Did he give it to anybody? Did he give any money out? Did he say, "Let me open a community center for these kids, for to have an alternative besides going in out there and joining a gang?" Even the damn gangs have demonic references, satanic symbology. If you from the streets, what the fuck is you representing your gang with a fucking pitchfork and 666 and devil horns? What does that tell you? They've been infiltrated our lives. We live under a system that is based on Satanism. And the more wicked you are, the more celebrated you are. The more evil shit you do to each other, the more celebrated you are. The more bullshit you care about, the more celebrated you are. But when you're serious and when you try to use your mind to elevate the people, people don't want to accept you. You have problems on your channel, your social media, you can't get monetized. No different than when athletes sign contracts that say they can't play other sports and ride motorcycles and stuff. Yeah, how you gonna? So, cause I signed this contract with you, I can't be a human being. I can't do what I want to do. If I play football and I'm talented at basketball, I can't play both. It's just slavery in a different form, y'all. That's all it is. And these dudes is the house niggas, and we the field niggas. There's no difference. It's really sad when you really look at it. But then again, there's something beautiful happening because some people are waking up, and some people that have positions and have access to large audiences are now confirming what we've been saying all this time. Kanye coming out and saying his mother was sacrificed and they do sacrifices was huge because you cannot argue with Kanye. He was all up in it, but people are still not digesting that shit. You understand? It's really scary to see how brainwashed people are. But lately, Kanye has come out and revealed the pedophilia agenda with Balenciaga, and a lot of people are canceling Balenciaga, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We got to start doing that. We don't understand our power. We are so used to it, and me included. I'm used to being living a certain lifestyle. I'm used to life being a certain way, but it's not like that no more. It's very scary. You got these men that's supposed to be alphas coming out here with dresses on and all this crazy shit, just so they could get $1 because they took over control of access to money. You go work these jobs, they got you for 8 hours a fucking day. You don't have time to do shit for yourself. You think they changing or they coming out and saying stuff because their resources are cut off? It could be, but you know what? Whatever it takes, Dubs. It don't even matter why they doing it. What matters is they're doing it. Somebody said that to me the other day. They was like, this one, somebody said something because somebody was doing something to them. And I said, it don't even fucking matter. It don't matter why the messenger is being a messenger. What matters is the message. So if these people are coming out and confirming what all of my type of people or our type of people have been saying all this time, hey, let it be. We got to take it how it comes. It's not going to be in a pretty package. It's not going to be how we used to. We used to having things in a certain presented to us in a certain way, but we got to take it as we get it. So I'm glad that Kanye came out and said what he said. I don't give a damn if it's because he want Kim Kardashian back or whatever. I don't care what the reason is. The most important thing is he said something. Somebody big like Kanye said something. Yeah, I understand you want it to be genuine, but it is genuine. It is genuine. I'm not saying that it's not genuine. I wouldn't say that. It is genuine. It's just that they live in fear. And when they got mad, they decided, fuck it, I don't care no more. So it might have to take something like that to make them come out and start talking. You feel me, Dubs? That's the way spirit work. And I just did a reading because Irene Cara, she was a big R&B singer back in the days. And she always reminded me of the disco singer Donna Summer. They sound just alike. They sound exactly alike. They had the same style. So I pulled some cards on Donna Summer. Um, and I was like, damn, both of them sued the industry for $10 million during their careers. Both of them had mega hits that's still being played to this day in rotation from the 80s, okay? And they weren't getting paid their royalties. So Irene Cara sued and she got 1.9 million and access to her future royalties. But Donna Summer didn't get anything when she sued. Okay. Um, they both sued for 10 million and they both died at 63 years old. Both of them didn't go past 63. Okay. Um, all of these people that came before us, our elders that did a lot in the music industry and tried to open up a lane for us, all found dead in their house. Don Cornelius, Nell Carter, Prince, Michael Jackson, um, Whitney was in a hotel. Um, there's a whole bunch of artists that was found dead in their fucking house by themselves. How is it you rich, you live in these big houses, and every time something happened, you by yourself? How the fuck did Prince die in the elevator in his fucking house? In one of his most popular songs, he said, "We're not gonna let the elevator break us down." Huh? The lady that made the Matrix, Sophia Stewart, she's still alive. Sophia Stewart out there. Um, those names I was naming was artists that didn't let the industry control them, and they was fighting the industry the whole time they was in there. Irene Cara was speaking against the industry up till she died. And my homeboy said, I talked to him yesterday, and he was telling me that he knows her family and he knows people that know Irene Cara and that she was sick. Now she's still alive. Sophia Stewart's still alive. And I was like, I ain't never hear nothing about Irene being sick. She had a coke problem. She became a coke addict, and that's another thing they do when they get up there. They go to them industry parties. They got coke all over the place, coke in bowls, coke everywhere. And then when they become an addict, when they do something that the media don't that they don't like, the elite don't like, they use the media to put them out there and turn the people against them. But isn't it strange how you wasn't sorry, you wasn't a drug addict before you got into the industry, but when you get into the industry, you're a full blown drug addict? What sense does that make? What sense does that make? So you got all these factors, y'all. And you got these people, these industry label heads, luring these kids up into their labels and these contracts, and then executing what needs to be executed and going following orders from the elite against their own people so they can get some money. Young Dolph, Duke the Jeweler, Takeoff, Pop Smoke, Triple X, Chinks Drugs, JD Youngin. So many. I could go down the line. I'll be here till tomorrow. Everybody that make it turn into a dope head, a pill head, a coke head, a heroin addict. Aaron Carter. Aaron Carter was telling on his family, on his brother Nick Carter. He did a video. He said, they're trying to kill me. And then he got killed. Nobody cares. Nobody don't pay attention to that. Sometimes these white boys, Macklemore, or all these people that passed away, okay? Even a young up and coming that didn't even really get in there yet because they had the potential to show that these guys that they have in place are not really talented. They don't have no talent. The real talented ones, look what they did to look how they used this girl, Meg the Stallion, to fuck up Tory Lanez, whatever his name is. He was talented. He got talent. Draco, whatever this dude is from LA, Slim 400, all these people. How is all these people just dying, getting killed like that, y'all? It don't even make no sense. But they lure these kids. Mob ties are being used. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's up with her. I don't know. Mob ties is being used, I'm going to say allegedly, to take these people out because they was around the Duke the Jeweler situation. I'm hearing they may have been involved with Mo3 situation. I'm hearing that they're definitely involved in the Takeoff situation. And why is it taking them so long to arrest somebody when Takeoff got killed in front of 40 people? This just doesn't make sense to me. And people are saying, yeah, they'll probably come with the RICO, but I don't believe that shit. If they do, they're gonna arrest all these people that are not really the ones behind it. That's what's gonna happen. But they're luring these young rappers into the industry and just using them as cattle as they go along. You're not agreeing with me? Okay. We need a new sacrifice so we could shift the energy. Okay. So I just wanted to get up here and drop something real fast. I got a long day ahead of me. Dubs, you on your way to work? Well, I know they definitely took Irene Cara out, and I believe they took Donna Summer out too. 63 may be old to some of y'all who's listening, but 63 is not old. Hmm. All right, Dubs. Thanks for checking in with me. I guess people will listen to this later, but I just wanted to drop those jewels real quick. I'll probably come back up here later on and kick it with y'all because I gotta start going live more on this channel. So peace and love to you, Dubs. Have a blessed day. I'm gonna mod you up too when I get a chance. Okay, Dubs. That's cool. Later.